is my November favorites for 2018, where I show you all of my favorite products that I've been using a lot throughout this last month. The first thing I'm going to show you is actually something that I picked up at a dispensary the other day. It is from P&B, and it is a Cannabis Solve. So, of course, it smells just a tiny bit like cannabis, not a lot, so it's not disgusting. But it also smells a little bit like tea tree, a little bit like eucalyptus, lemongrass, but it's also a really nice lavender that's pretty much covering up anything that would be undesirable in that fragrance. So I like to take a little bit of this and put it around my jaw because I am so tense all the time and I get a lot of tension in my jaw, and it pulls on all of these muscles that go up and over my head until I have a horrendous headache. So I like to use this around my ears, in my temples, around my jawline, and this has actually been helping me fall asleep. And I think this stuff is the best. You're not going to get high from using a topical ointment. That would be very, very rare and unusual, but I really like how this stuff has been working for me. Next, I'm going to show you a product that has been keeping me slightly more sane this month. It is from New Bloom, and it is their vitamin B12, and I have been loving this stuff. So this B12, it's basically an energy boost. You take a dropper like this, and I like to give it a little bit of time to soak in underneath my tongue. That way it gets into my bloodstream faster than if I were to just swallow it right away. And this has 3,000 micrograms, which is 50,000 times your daily recommended value. And that's because you're not taking it as a regular supplement. You're taking it as an energy boost because it's a lot more bioavailable than other vitamins. So it gets into your bloodstream really quickly, gives you that speedy energy boost, but it doesn't make you feel like you're gonna crash the way something like a 5-hour energy would. And it just keeps me on a really even keel, and I think it boosts my mood a little bit. I really like that this formula is vegan friendly and it's a dropper, so it's easily digestible. It's gonna get into your bloodstream more quickly than if you were to take a tablet, and it tastes pretty good too. So I've been taking the recommended daily value, usually maybe like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, where my lunch has worn off and I'm really wanting to take a nap, and maybe I just don't have time because the holidays are crazy and I have 20 YouTube videos to make this month. But this stuff has really helped me power through those days that just drag on and on and on, where all I want to do is crawl into bed and take a nap. The next thing I want to show you is from Undone Beauty. It is their Curator eye palette, and it is their wet to dry palette. So it has all of these gorgeous shades in it, which are so versatile. And I love this because it works really well with a wet brush as well. So the brushes I use most frequently with this would be my little fluffy brush in the middle that I use for most of my eyeshadow, the full lid as well as the crease and any transition color, and then this little pointy guy. Sometimes I do a little bit of like an eyeliner with this one, but for the most part this is my wet brush, and I'll wet this down and I'll use this to get a little bit more of a heavy pigment, usually on the inner corners of my eyes. And then I've got my flat angled brush that I use usually just in the black on this palette as an eyeliner, and I really love how this works. I'm not a huge fan of eyeliner in general. I usually, maybe like, I'd say 75% of the time at least, will use an eyeshadow instead of an eyeliner. It just works better for me. I find it's not as messy, it's a little bit easier to handle, it's a little bit more forgiving. If you mess up with something, it's easier to take this off than it is to take off a regular eyeliner. And I just love the shades in this. I like that it includes some that are matte and then some that are shimmery and some that are extra shimmery, but they're not all the same. And it's got some really gorgeous jewel tones in there. Clarins Jolie Rouge has been my absolute go-to holy grail red lipstick because it's the perfect shade of blood red, especially for my pale skin tone. It's not too orange, it's not too blue, and I think it's a universally flattering red. Sometimes you do too much of a brick red, it's not going to look good on certain skin tones. If you do too much of a blue red, it's also going to look weird on different skin tones, but this one I just think has the perfect balance. So I'm going to show you the different finishes because they just released their classic one in 2 different finishes. So this is their classic lipstick, and I'm just going to do a little bit on the back of my hand so you can see it. So that is what that looks like. Gorgeous, stunning, classic. Now I'm going to show you the velvet formula. Right there next to it. And this is a matte finish, and I have this on right now and I love it. It doesn't dry out my lips. I'm really not a fan of matte lipsticks because I think they feel disgusting. Like 9 times out of 10 they feel disgusting. They dry out my lips, I have to reapply them a lot. It's weird, but for some reason this one may just be like the holy grail of velvet slash matte finish red lips. I adore it, absolutely adore it. And then this one is the same thing, but in their sheer finish. So I'm gonna put this on the other side now. And that is what those look like. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I am a huge fan. I have been loving these and I'm so glad that they sent them to me. And I want to make sure I include this disclaimer in this video. Some of the products that are included in this video were sent to me complimentary from various brands, but not all of them. And of course, I would never show you anything that I don't actually like and use. Next, I want to show you the finishing powder that I started using this week that I think might be my new go-to. It is from Sasha and it is their Buttercup setting powder. Now this comes in a huge container. This is 1.25 ounces of powder, and the only thing I don't like about this is that it's just loose in this jar, which means I can't really take it anywhere with me because that is risky. So it lives here where I live, and it's a bit messy. It's a bit messy. However, what I like about this is that you can build it up. So if you want to catch some fallout under your eyes, it just builds it up under your eyes. And this comes off so much easier than anything else I've tried for baking. Now I don't usually bake my face a lot. I'm usually a little bit more into more natural makeup, but occasionally I will bake this up mainly to set my concealer under my eyes and occasionally to catch fallout, and I've been loving this. It eliminates any kind of shine, it helps set my concealer, and usually I'll put my concealer anywhere I have blemishes, like right here, anywhere I have redness, like on the sides of my nose, and then of course under my eyes to cover up dark circles. Just dab a little bit of this over it and I'm good to go. Next, I want to show you one of the pampering products that I have been enjoying this month, and these are sheet masks from Papa Recipe. And this is the one I just used today. This is the White Squeeze Balancing Mask, and this smells like lychee and pear. What else was in there? I think it had cabbage and potato in it, as well as apple. But it just smelled absolutely amazing, and I was loving this mask earlier. I'm going to include this in the makeup tutorial where I show you this makeup. But what I love about this is that it has all these different fruity types. So they have several different types of sheet masks, and they've all got these amazing fruit scents and fruit extracts that do great things for your skin. And this one I used today as the balancing mask because my skin has been a little bit more combination than it usually is. I've had some really dry patches, some really inexplicably oily patches, and I just kind of wanted to calm it down and even things out, and this did a great job of it today. Next, I'm going to show you my go-to palette this past month. It is from Morphe, and it is their Brunch Babe 15B. I don't think I've ever seen a palette that's more me. Like, these are my jam, pretty much. The only thing I don't like about this palette, of course, is the fallout. I don't know why they have such great pigments and great colors, but their fallout is definitely a thing. So that's where my powder comes in handy, and put it underneath my eyes and get ready to catch any of that. So that's everything I have to show you this month. It was pretty straightforward, kind of a short video this month, but there were just a few things that I really wanted to show you that I really enjoyed. and I don't want to clutter it up with a bunch of other stuff. If you want to see more favorites videos like this one, make sure you check out my channel. I have a whole bunch of others from the last year and a half on there, and it will just give you an idea of some of my favorite products. If you want to see more videos like this one, let me know in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell next to it so you get updates when I post new videos. Follow me on social media at Katrinaosity, check out my podcast at MDXpods.com, and if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. It really helps my videos get seen.